Morning, all. All right, so we got 5 games today in the National Hockey League. This is one of those rare Sundays where I can do the preview Sunday. As the first game starts at noon Pacific, 3 o'clock Eastern, that will be between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Carolina Hurricanes. So Tampa Bay's been having some tough times lately. That being said, do I expect them to continue? Not really. Now Carolina won the first meeting November 3rd, 4-3 in a shootout. The third and final meeting will be on March the 28th. As I said with Tampa, their current record's 37, 20, and 5. Their last 10 games, they're 3, 4, and 3. Away from home, they're 15, 15, and 1. All season, they've had their struggles on the road, so I don't know that I don't expect them to come up short against Carolina. Carolina coming home after a long road trip, though, might be vulnerable to an upset as well. We'll see. Now, for Tampa Bay, they're 5 points behind the Toronto Maple Leafs for second in the division. They are 11 points ahead of fourth, which is shared between Buffalo, Ottawa, and Florida in that division. On the Carolina side, they're 40, 12, and 8. Their last 10 games are 7 and 3. At home, they're 21, 7, and 2. They're 2 points ahead of New Jersey. They're 9 points ahead of the New York Rangers. So the overall numbers for Carolina are really, really solid. And so we'll see how things go for them tonight, or this afternoon for me, with them playing against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Should be fun. 6 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock Pacific start between Detroit and Philly, which means this one will get its own recap video. So Philadelphia beat Detroit on January 21st, 2-1. I'm wearing Detroit. I think they win this one today. The third and final meeting between these teams will be March the 25th. So for Detroit, they're 28, 25, and 9. They're 4, 5, and 1 now over their last 10 games. Basically, the moves made at the deadline, Yzerman kind of pulling the plug on things for them. But they're 13, 13, and 5 away from home. They're 6 points behind Pittsburgh for the last playoff spot in the East. They're 8 points ahead of Philadelphia, so they're right in between with the contenders and with the not contenders. Philadelphia 23, 28, and 11 overall. Their last 10 games, they've been 2, 6, and 2. At home, they're 11, 15, and 4. They're 14 points behind the Pittsburgh Penguins for that final playoff spot. So this season is done. And of course, we'll see when the season is officially done which jobs stay and which ones don't, and which players stay and which players don't. 6 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock Pacific start as well between Montreal and Vegas. So if you were wondering when Jonathan Quick was going to start, the answer is today. November 5th, Vegas wins 6-4 in Montreal. We'll see how things go tonight in Vegas. For Montreal, they're 26, 34, or 32 and 4 on the season. They're 5 and 5 in their last 10. Away from home, they're 12, 17, and 3. They're 15 points behind the final playoff spot, which is occupied by Pittsburgh currently in the East, and they're 10 points ahead of Columbus. On the Vegas side, they're 37, 19, and 6. Their last 10 games are 7, 1, and 2. At home, they're 20, 13, and 1. They're tied with LA atop the division. They do have one more regulation win than does LA. They've also played, I think it's 2 less games. They are tied with Seattle as well, or they are 4 points ahead, I should say, of Seattle and the Edmonton Oilers. So we'll see how things go tonight. If Seattle wins, Vegas loses in regulation, the division tightens up even more. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between the New Jersey Devils and the Arizona Coyotes. New Jersey won this matchup at home 4-2 on November the 12th. For the Devils, they're 40, 15, and 6 overall. Their last 10 games are 6, 2, and 2. Away from home, they're 22, 4, and 4, which is one of the more ridiculous records in the league. They're 2 points behind the Carolina Hurricanes. They're 7 points ahead of the New York Rangers. So pretty much certain to end up either 1 or 2. It's a matter of which spot they get. Arizona 21, 32, and 9. Their last 10 games, they are 4, 4, and 2. At home, they're 14, 11, and 2. They're 22 points behind the Colorado Avalanche and that final playoff spot in the West. Which brings us to Colorado and Seattle, who are playing against each other at 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific on October 21st. Seattle wins this matchup 3-2. On January 21st, Colorado won in a shootout 2-1, so we'll see how it turns out tonight. At least they've been close. Seattle 35, 21, and 6 on the season. Their last 10 games are 6, 3, and 1. Away from home, they're 20, 3, and 4. They're 4 points behind Vegas and LA, and they're tied with Edmonton. So we'll see how this one goes tonight. Colorado 34, 21, and 5 on the season. Very similar record to that of Seattle, but they're 7, 2, and 1 over their last 10. They're coming off that loss against Dallas yesterday. I'd look for a bounce back from them today. At home, they're 16, 10, and 4. They are 3 points behind Edmonton for that number 1 wildcard spot. They're only 1 point back of Winnipeg for third in their division. And they're 5 points ahead of Nashville, who are now the top team in the West below the playoff line. Nashville now being 1 point ahead of Calgary. So let me know your winners in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.